Hello, how you doing? I'm doing okay. We're going to be doing what the title says on the video. Let's get to it. Oh, you got two. I'll save you for last then, since you have two. I have a question. Do I look imposing, intimidating, perhaps? Sorry, you must think it strange I would ask such a thing. The truth is, I encountered a boy near one of the rooms, and when I called out to him, he ran away at the sight of me. I was only trying to lend a helping hand. Later on, I learned that the place was used as a granary, so the lad was most likely searching for food. Now, thanks to me scaring him off, he probably had to go hungry. I couldn't live with myself if he starved because of me, though I fear he'd only run off if I tried to approach him. I wondered, perhaps you wouldn't mind going in my stead. Here, you might find him more easily with this telescope. May the kami guide you. Excuse me. You spot the boy carrying a crate in the direction of Lemsa Station 4. What do you want? Saw me, did you? So what? I didn't do anything wrong. Finders keepers. And this food ain't just for me. The others need it too. I know you're just trying to help, but we can look after ourselves. If your friend's worried about us, tell him we'll be alright, until this food runs out anyway. Did you manage to track him down? That's a relief, though this outright refusal of our help is concerning. We came here with the best intentions, but barely a moment's consideration for how the people of Garlemald might feel towards us. I suppose it's only natural they'd be wary. If they don't accept our aid, we can still make their lives a little easier. We'll start by making the area around the granary safer, so they can gather food whenever they please. Here, I'd like you to have this for giving me peace of mind. The reconstruction of Doma continues at pace, but the people of Garland World have barely begun to walk the long road to recovery. Indeed, they have lost everything, and none can say what their future holds. Salutations, yo. Forgive the abrupt nature of my question, but have you ever set aside astride magic tech armor? Fantastic. If anyone were to have such experience, I knew it would be you. The reason I'm asking is simple. We wish to get an aerial view of the city to assess damages. A Magitech pilot belonging to the First Legion was kind enough to suggest we use one of their flying units to conduct our survey. Alas, the person we initially requested for this assignment has been injured and rendered unable to board the armor. Fortunately, I have found you, or rather you have found me, as it were. The Magitech pilot I spoke of awaits you at Limsa Station 4. You'll find him performing maintenance on the armor you will be using. He will get you set up. Back to the same place, almost like they meant for me to take both quests at the same time. Oh well. Not that far. Oh, there you are. Well. Eorzea's very own hero herself is to be our pilot. Then again, accomplished aviators such as yourself are thin on the ground these days. I suppose they had to turn to you. I've heard some fascinating stories about you, you know. Is it true you rode an ancient Allegan war machina into battle against the 7th Legion? Seems far-fetched, but now that I've gotten a good look at you, I can see there may be some truth to the tale. But let us turn to the business at hand. The Ilsberg contingent has requested that we ascertain the level of damage the city has sustained, and the only real way to get a proper handle on the situation is from above. However, there are still hosts of autonomous machines lurking the streets, and they won't hesitate to shoot down an unidentified craft, which is where the First Legion's Magitech comes in. So long as we remain inside the armor, we needn't fear attack from the ground. When your loins are sufficiently girded for your trip among the clouds, just say the word. Not to scare you off, as this mission is great importance to us, but I hope you've some idea of what you're about to embark upon. You will be wheeling through the sky in what is essentially a metal bucket. If that hasn't unnerved you, I'm ready when you are. Then let us be on our way. Yeah, there's no way I can read that fast. Thank you for joining me in the skies today, yo. I confess I have been on my guard around the Eorzean lot. It has been beaten into my skull that you are and you will always be my enemy. Spending time with you today, however, has made me realize that you truly are here to help us, not to harm us. To be honest, your contingent support has been a bright spot in this gloom. It is easy to fall prey to hopelessness, but we've a responsibility to fight on, do we not? We are all of us living on this star, who else can see it brought back from the brink of ruin? Many of us have lost families, friends, loved ones. Grief hangs heavy on the Empire. We need time to lick our wounds, but that does not mean we are without the fire of determination. We wish to see our home restored to its former glory. This is part of the reason why I decided to undertake this task, actually. I wanted to better understand not only the road ahead of the Empire, but to see for myself the stuff you Eorzeans are made of. Enough sentimentality, though. There's still much to be done here, and this armor won't repair itself. Would you mind reporting back to the reconnaissance officer who assigned you to the task and tell him of our findings? I'll remain here and see to this Machina's maintenance. We cannot have it resting on us, now can we? my defense is like really low as a caster. I didn't realize how bad casters had it, defense-wise. You've flown through the skies above Garlemald and lived to tell the tale. How was the Imperial pilot? I can't imagine how difficult it must be to look down on such wreckage and know that it was once your home. But I'm sure your presence was a comfort to him. It'll take a great deal of hard work and elbow grease to see the city restored, but I've all the faith in the world that we can see it done. I only hope that our efforts here can bring about an alliance between our realms. Right, you have two. You have two as well. Wait, so what do you have? Are you new? Nah. Could you spare a few moments to assist me? The situation's rather dire, I'm afraid. Even our healers continue to treat the Imperial troops encountered on the Magna Glacius, and prolonged use of curative magics has pushed them beyond their limits. To make matters worse, spending so much time around the Tempered with all their raving and thrashing about takes its toll on their carers. I dare say a few words of encouragement from the champion of Eorzea will help raise their spirits. I also have a few bottles of ether to alleviate their fatigue. Would you mind distributing these among the healers? Oh, I've seen you before. We fought bravely at Nandam, as I recall, and you come bearing gifts. Yes, treating the Tempered is a lot harder than I had imagined. Before we came here, I had only heard rumors of the condition, but to see it with my own eyes, no one deserves that. No one. That's why the work we do is so important. Once I have finished resting, as I was ordered, I shall return to the patients. I thank you for your kindness. The ether is quite good, and even a few sips seems to have worked wonders. Oh, you're a quest. Okay. The Warrior of Light. It's an honor to meet you. Oh, I'm just doing my job is all. No need to thank me. Well, truth be told, it's beginning to wear on me, bit by bit. I once lost a friend to tempering, and every time we managed to cure one of the afflicted, I'm reminded of those we couldn't save. If only we'd had a way of treating them before they were... No, I mustn't let such thoughts cloud my mind, and we're all very grateful for the work of the Scions in creating this treatment. For my part, I'll do everything in my power to save as many lives as possible. God only knows how many more tempered need curing. We'll do what we can. I just pray it's enough. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. You wouldn't believe some of the things I've seen. Those poor bastards. Calling out to Varys for salvation, wailing out anthems praising the Empire. And then there's the screaming. Gods, I can still hear them. But I mustn't let that stop me from fulfilling my duty. I'll fill my ears with wax if I have to. And once I get this ether down my neck, I'll return to my post. The stuff seems to be doing the trick, and it's even taking the edge off this cold. Ah, you finished your rounds then. Did the healers have anything to share? It's worse than I'd thought. Even the tempered we'd seen in our homelands did little to prepare us for the sheer numbers we've encountered here. Curing them all may appear to be an insurmountable task, but we must try. That's why maintaining morale and well-being of our healers is so important. You made a valuable contribution. I'd like you to have this by way of thanks. When the sky finally cleared, we knew at once that the catastrophe threatening the star had been averted. Although our work here is far from over, we now have hope. Hope for Garlemald. Hope for us all. If it isn't Corporal's son, your timing is fortuitous. There is a request I would make of you, one of the more perilous side. As you know, we are working day and night to escort the city's residents to safety. Unfortunately, some magics tech colossi seek to undermine our efforts, but to directly engage them would result in catastrophic collateral damage. Luckily, it need not come to that. Garland Ironworks has a product known as the Magitech Plasma Cannon. That means nothing to me, I confess, but the word is this creation of theirs is capable of stopping War Machina dead in its tracks. Sounds too good to be true, I know. Well, here's the rub. The silver bullet is a damn costly thing to develop, and they don't just want anyone handling it. Sid put your name forward, though. He thought you wouldn't acquit yourself well of this task. I know it is a deal to ask, but should you decide to aid us in our efforts, we will be waiting near the station. Your assistance is greatly appreciated, ma'am. I will distract the Colossi, allowing you ample time to take aim with your newly appointed weapon. If the engineers are to be believed, scoring a direct hit will send a powerful current through the giant systems and utterly disable it. The Colossi approach, be warned that the Immortal Flame delegate retreat. Your mission will be judged a failure. Okay. Kill 3 Colossi. Easy enough. Excellent shooting, yo. Now those wretched machina have been dispatched, we will be able to deliver the citizens to safety. Before I return to the station to join the escort, I shall send word to Camp Broken Glass of your success. My superior officer, M. Miguel, will await you with your reward. I'll make sure of it. Good to have you among us again, yo. I've heard of your triumph in taking down those Benomoth War Machina, and have prepared you a reward commensurate with your efforts. That piece of artillery proved as effective as Garland Ironworks intimidated. But such is to be expected. Their craftsmanship is well renowned, and their latest efforts redound to their credit. Alas, we were told not to expect more of its type, at least not anytime soon. According to the letter we received, its crafting was only made possible through the work of a rather ambitious employee in a mountain of Gil. Production of it on a large scale will prove impossible. Expenses notwithstanding, you were able to wield this foreign ordinance with great aplomb. Though it is but a trifle compared to the valor shown, I offer you this as a show of gratitude. Going the wrong way. Yo, may I bother you a moment? I trust word has already reached you regarding the reclamation of the discarded weaponry. No? Truly? Then it is good you found me. As you are well aware, in accordance with the truce, the First Legion has laid down its arms. Unfortunately, its soldiers laid down those arms whenever they pleased, and now they're scattered all over the city. Should you stumble upon, or more likely trip upon, any of this aforementioned Imperial weaponry, we ask that you reclaim it and return it to us post-haste. Please gather up anything even vaguely useful looking, though you can probably draw the line at a plank with a nail through it. We already have enough of those. Have you any discarded weaponry on your person? Yes, that's just what we're looking for. Thank you for bringing it to us. It is said that each legion has its own unique weaponry, but to my eye, it is all much of a muchness. I suppose their similarities are owed to the fact that they were mass-produced in the Enceladium. Perhaps when Garlemald still thought itself a republic, and they first started employing Rogdean mercenaries, they sought to diversify their armaments in the same way as their troops. Excuse me. Of course, later, advances in technology made it possible to churn out all sorts of weaponry at an alarming rate. I wonder, if they had never discovered Machina, what would the Empire look like today? Makes one think, doesn't it? Your deeds have reached those in the contingent via Charlian. No words can do justice to our gratitude. Please, a moment of your time. A friend who out was sent out on reconnaissance has been gone for far too long, and she's not responding to her link pearl. Will you help me look for her? I knew you would. Let's split up. I'll search around the camp while you head for the lake. That was fun. Ah. Thank goodness you're here. Never mind me. This man is in desperate need of aid. Uh, I thought he could use my help, so I called out to him, but he soon bolted in fear. That's when one of these fiends appeared out of nowhere and pounced on him. Although I rushed to fend it off, it had already signaled to its packmates. Then, just as they had me on the back foot, you arrived. I would have called for assistance if my hands weren't already full, but thanks to your timely intervention, I can finally send for troops to take this poor fellow to safety. I'll move him to a more secure location until our comrades get here. While you and I are both perfectly capable of conveying the situation via link pearl, perhaps I would set their minds at ease if you could also speak to them in person. Gods be good. I'll dispatch troops there at once. We're lucky you got here when you did. Though I wonder what drew that civilian to such a dangerous place to begin with. Perhaps he was in search of supplies? I doubt he'd find much food in that particular area, so it must have been fuel he was after. If I were him, I'd try that enormous extraction facility on the lake. But it sounds like he was hoping to get cerulean from the water itself. Seems like a tricky task at the best of times, although I expect the folks around those parts have their methods. If so, they could probably stay holed up for months on end, providing there's enough food to go around. Well, the main thing is that he and my friend are no longer in any danger. I see now you're every bit the hero people say you are. Not that I ever doubted it. Just the person I was hoping to see. Might I interest you in a little hunting? It's bears I'm after. If you never tried their meat, I'd thoroughly recommend it. They're far from the easiest prey, though. I dare say you've faced much worse. If you're game, here's the plan. First, we lure them out with this deer meat, which is also laced with sleeping potion. Then it's a simple matter of walking over and offering them in the manner of your choosing. What could be simpler? Here, 3 ample servings of prime venison. Be sure to let the concoction take effect before swooping in to claim your prize. Oh, so you can weave with the hammer. That's really good to know. That's crazy DPS now that I think about it. Huh. Anyway. I see you are still in possession of a full set of limbs, which can only mean the hunt was a success. Truth be told, I heard from the others in the field that the bear you encountered was a rather more lively one than we had anticipated, and a fair bit bigger. What? You felled that brute all by yourself? Most impressive, though it would appear that sleeping potion provided by Lord Emelian was considerably less effective than he led us to believe. As he tells it, he adopted this approach after incurring the wrath of his Lord Father for his inability to master more sporting methods. He spoke of his exploits with some pride, despite the tales hardly painting him in a favorable light. Still, in our present situation, we must forego the thrill of the hunt and select the means that present the surest route to success, underhanded though they may be. Regrettably, the bears of this region are entirely immune to the formula, or perhaps there was something wrong with it to begin with. In any case, no harm done, eh? To you, I mean, not the bears, obviously. Ah, you do have a way of appearing at the most opportune times, don't you? I was only just thinking to myself, if only Yo was here. So, to business. In light of our work to aid people of Garlemald, the First Legion put to us an offer. The service Machina is ours should we want it. Though we've all recently learned nothing is ever so easy, as the Magitech in question still lies within the city limits. The self-same engineer who gifted us with this information has offered to escort you to this site. That's right, you. Mentioned you by name, even. I would have never forced you to attend a task so perilous, but it would be a great boon for our cause were you to wrangle that Machina to our purposes. The area in question is sadly littered with detritus of all matter, making exploration difficult, if not impossible. To that end here, this ought to blast, bomb, or demolish any barrier foolish enough to stand between our hero and her cause. The engineer awaits you outside the encampment limits. Find him when you are ready to brave the perils of the city. You came. I have expected you might not, given the dangers. Then again, you are Eorzea's champion. What sort of hero balks in the face of a challenge? Eh? Forgive my excitement. I've been waiting to make your acquaintance for some time now. Yes, well, anyway, shall we be off then? Find me at Regio Urbanasnia, and I shall escort you from there. Far easier that way, trust me. Nice. This is a bother. The match attack I've got my eye on doesn't seem to be quite as accessible as I hoped. There's just so much accursed wreckage in the way. We won't be able to drag this thing out. A pickle indeed. Hate to ask, but have you any brilliant ideas up that sleeve of yours? You've some explosives on you. That will do the trick, certainly. Alas, I'm not as skilled in Eorzean technologies, which means there's a distinct possibility I'll blow my hands clean off if I try to tinker with such a device. Perhaps I could leave the blasting of objects to you? Ah, you made us a path. Very good, very good. Now my machina can finally get its day in the sun. The poor boy was originally meant to be used against the Third Legion to rain death and destruction upon them, but I lied to my superior officer, told him this machina was too far beyond repair to repurpose for any practical military use. Now it gets a second, far more peaceful chance at life, and I am spared the grief of knowing I had a hand in spilling my countrymen's blood. When I was told to what ends it would be used, I could not believe my ears. This was not the Emperor I knew, the Emperor I believed in. Excuse me. I had been taught that our country's cornerstone was peace, one founded upon the ways of science and machine. How can we make such a claim when internecine strife lays waste to our lands, kills our people? You may be Eorzean, but I see that your heart is true, so I know that you will answer me honestly when I ask. Do you find the Empire cruel and barbarous? Those you've invaded, no doubt, do. Yes, of course. It's the victors who write the history, and I fear that Garlemald will be penned with no kind hand. We've seen that ourselves. Even so, I still wholeheartedly believe in our founding principle, unification under the banner of peace. Which is why I plan to put this war machine to better use, like rebuilding our city for one. His days on the battlefield will be behind him once my tools have done their work. Thank you for allowing me this chance to talk so frankly, and for all the pyrotechnics and whatnot, of course. Well then, shall we be heading back? I'm sure your comrade Lilette is in want of a report about now. There you are, Yo. I've already received word from our friend the engineer. He was rather fulsome in his praise of you. I must say, you are a credit to the cause. There was a lightness about him, one I hadn't seen when first he spoke to me. It was as if as if a weight had fallen clean off his shoulders. As a member of the Imperial Army, he is no doubt conflicted about this state of affairs. Perhaps speaking with you helped him gain a bit of perspective on the whole thing. Who knows? At any rate, allow me to thank you for your work today. We couldn't have done it without you. Things certainly haven't been easy for us here, but I have a feeling the true test lies ahead. Don't you worry, we'll help the people of Garland Road get back on their feet. Nice. Corporal Sun, we reached a rather urgent call for assistance only moments ago. One of our finest located a civilian and meant to lead him to safety, but was waylaid. Magitech ordnance set upon them, and our comrade was wounded in the barrage. I shouldn't prattle on any longer. This is their most desperate hour and are in need of urgent help. The city streets can be treacherous to the inexperienced, which is why I would ask that you undertake this task. Can they count on your assistance? Excellent. Seek out our man Enrico Nazimia and provide him with this tincture. That'll set him on his feet again, and with any luck, grant him strength enough to get both himself and the civilian back here. Forgive me, this is all my fault. If only I had noticed this sooner. I cannot thank you enough. I would surely have succumbed to my injuries had you not come along. You see, a nightmare of War Machina set upon us out of nowhere, and my medical supplies were destroyed in the opening volley. I took a rather nasty hit myself, but it wouldn't have been a lot worse if this kind lady had not noticed the enemy approaching. I owe my life. It was nothing compared to the bravery you showed in rescuing me. If not for you, no, I shan't speak of it. It's too grisly a thought to put into words. You've nothing to worry about now, I assure you. Please allow me to escort you to Camp Broken Glass. Food and succor await. Join us, will you, Yo? The soldier who sent you here must be eager to hear of your exploits. It's good to see you among us again. Though I admit you're a little banged up for the escapade, you seem in better health than I expected. When I first heard of your distress call, I feared I had lost you. And you would have if it weren't for this woman's bravery and keen eyes. She warned me of the coming attack, granting me the wherewithal to avoid any fatal injuries. I hardly did anything, I merely noticed something large moving about in the shadows of some debris. It must have been because of this third eye of mine. So it's true what they say, the Guardians really do have heightened awareness. But where are my manners? You've had quite the trying day. Let us find you some food in a place where you might be able to relax. I didn't know that actually, that third eye was actually a third eye. Before you go, I would like to extend my gratitude to you as well, Oracle Son. Your expediency proved to be their saving grace this day. After everything we've seen, everything we lived through, finally it feels as though our efforts are being rewarded. Soon we'll be able to work alongside the people of Garlandville to begin anew. There's no telling what the future will hold, but I know it will be bright indeed. Okay. And that's over an hour? Okay, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a good day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.